We call the meeting to order. Okay.
All right.
All set.
Yeah.
Public comment?
Yeah, if anyone from the public is called in and they would like to offer a comment, please use the raise hand function. There are no hands raised. Moving right along.
Presentations. I think we wanted something, right?
Yeah, Bree, do you want to talk about your meeting with Rose during the presentation? Oh, there we go. Call in, right? Yeah. Bree, can you hear us?
I can hear you, thanks.
Okay. Do you want to talk about your meeting with Rose?
Yes, we had a great meeting. She thought we might, we also, okay, let me see. Oh, in April, Green Efforts puts together a townwide cleanup and a number of businesses participate. She says the business e-newsletter is sent quarterly, and so a March submission on this issue. And it sort of gooses businesses to be involved might be a good thing to do. She also sends out twice monthly a community newsletter, so we can add that to the community newsletter. She is very interested in having us just have a little, conservation corner it's the only title I've been able to think of so far, but, and she'd be happy to promote what we're doing with the Green Efforts Committee. So since she'd like to run it once in the effort on the cleanup, once in March and then once again in early April. I'm assuming that, Garrett, your phone number and email would go in that. I mean, I'd run it by you before we did anything, but,
Yeah, that way it's a not 24 hour, it's a business hour contact.
right.
And that's, because last year we also had businesses, do cleanup during the week. So I was able to, grab supplies, drop them off at their office, like bags and grabbers.
Okay.
So they could do cleanup during the week, during business hours for them.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll just think of topics and it's great that Rose has offered this. Get ourselves out into the public eye as often as possible. So, hope that works for everybody.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the minutes for December 3rd meeting?
Can make a motion?
So moved. Second?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, town cleanup?
At the last meeting, we decided that the Sign Up Genius would be ready by the March meeting. It seems like maybe it would be helpful to just have that link available earlier, maybe for, sorry, Bree, you said late March, right?
Well, late March, I think I've already written the one for this coming newsletter. Haven't I, Garrett? Didn't I send that to you? Don't worry about it. I can resend it if you can't find it or don't.
I've got it.
Okay.
Just don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the link to the Sign Up Genius.
Yeah, so that would go in the spring newsletter, because I think what we talked about was doing kind of like a 2 sentences about the cleanup in the winter newsletter, just to say this is the date, more information will be in the spring newsletter, and then we'll do the actual blurb in the spring newsletter, which is closer. So then we'll have some prizes already, so we can put the businesses on there, and have the Sign Up Genius link ready. That way, a little time to get the timing set up, because the deadline is next week for the winter newsletter, so I don't think that would happen.
Garrett,
Yes.
when we put those remarks into the winter newsletter,
Mhm.
and reminding people when it's gonna be and what the date's gonna be, it would be helpful if we could remind people that cleanup begins April 1st. That
Mhm.
cleanup day is the day when they come in and weigh their trash. But, people should know that they were able to pick up trash anytime after April 1st.
From, that's from, yeah, I'll put both dates in that. Pickup can start on the 1st and the collection date is the 26th.
Yeah, I put that in the, I could highlight it in the poster that, or not, the write-up I did for the newsletter. Trash collected around town from April 1st to the 26th counts. Feel free to get a head start. So,
Yeah, I think that would work.
okay. I'll, I don't know, change the color of it or something. Great. Okay. I'll send this to you, Garrett.
Thank you, Bree. Alright, and, Stacy, who was working on the poster? Was that you or Jen?
Jen did it
Okay.
last year and did an
Okay.
amazing job. And I think she said it was super easy. Whereas when I did it, it took me a lot of hours. I do it like an old lady. So she uses the interwebs.
Alright, I'll just send her a quick email just to check in on her. Working on poster. Alright. And then I think Jen was also working on prizes, right?
Yeah.
Is that a joint?
What do you guys usually do for prizes? Just go to businesses?
Yeah, we just go to businesses. We've had either businesses give gift cards, I don't want to say the promise of a voucher, but like Farmington Mini Golf. They'll just say it's free round of golf and ice cream we usually pick like a if it's a Cub Scout group or Girl Scout group, they'll get that. So then it just depends how many kids are going. And then sometimes business owners have bought gift cards for other businesses and donated. So like when Johnny was chair, he bought gift cards for Wooden Tap and donated that because he owns a building company. It's not really like he can donate something directly from the business, but it was, here's a gift card for here, sponsored by Carrier. So.
Is it helpful if, like, there's a few businesses in town I could badger, is it helpful just to shake them down if I can?
Yeah.
But check in with Jen to make sure that you're not duplicating badgering.
I will,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
I can at least. Kurt
oh,
will
sorry.
handle
Go.
the- Kurt will, I would assume he does, he gives
Yeah.
everything, yeah.
Do you want me in this townwide cleanup letter to insert the sign up genius?
No,
No.
we'll do that in the spring newsletter, because normally what we do is we'll put like a short link, and then we'll also do a QR code, so you can just scan it with your phone and then sign up.
Okay,
All
right. I'll just
The link,
send-
you can click in the PDF copy of the newsletter, and then the one you get in the mail, you can just take the QR code, but we usually hold off on that, because that way it's fresh in people's minds right before
Right.
cleanup.
Okay,
That way
I
that-
will, I'll just send this to you then. Thanks.
All right, that's fine. Thank you, Bree.
Sure.
Anything else for cleanup?
One thing, Last year, we were having difficulties trying to keep track of who was coming in, signing up at each of the sites. When they brought in their litter, sometimes it was beginning, weighed several times. It was hard to keep everything straight. One of the ideas I had was to move the sign-up sheet onto Excel. And what it allows people to do is to sign up as they come in. They put their weights in here. If they come in multiple times, they can be on multiple lines, and afterwards, we can add them together. So it makes it a little bit more coordinated. But what's necessary is that there be a laptop with Excel on it at every site.
Yeah, which I don't think we've got laptops available. Some departments share a laptop between multiple employees. The town just doesn't have an abundance of laptops sitting around to put at sites. And then we also have, it's just random members of the community sometimes at the tables. It's not necessarily a Green Efforts Committee or a town staff member. So then it's a security issue. So what we can do is provide scratch paper, like just pad of paper, and people can, and then the way, because the problem is when we start writing in multiple times, then you're crossing out and things like that. So it should be that you have scratch paper to, if someone comes in with 10 bags, or if someone says, all right, I'm bringing this in, I'm going to go back out and come back, then just write down the grand total on the sign-up sheet and not scratching out, revising, writing off to the side. I mean, we could also get pencils too, and then you just erase it and replace,
Well, I think what you're saying is it will work. It's just that somebody needs to tell all the people who are going to be at the different stations how to do that. Because everybody kind of makes up their own way of doing it.
Right. So I think then part of it should be the
Amy was
focus.
gonna make a new,
Amy,
form for
yeah.
that. and
I think
that-
part of it should be that
She said she
we
was
should
gonna do that.
focus on having Green Efforts committee members at the collection stations on the day of cleanup. At least one person, a member in the morning to start off, and then when the next group comes in, you can say, this is what we're doing, as opposed to, someone dropping, this past year, I was running around to all of them, checking in with people throughout the day, because it was not Green Efforts members, it was, which is, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, members of the public volunteering to man the station, it's not a bad thing at all. But sometimes it's a little more, it's, just one member there in the morning, and then there to transition, and then I swing by at the end of cleanup to collect all the supplies.
Amy was gonna make a universal form
Universal,
of how
yeah.
to fill it
Yeah.
out.
Well, yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah, and some of it is writing down the instructions too, of
she's
saying,
committed to doing it, then I'm stuck doing it now.
I can laminate it too, so
I'll take care of it.
it doesn't get wet, it doesn't get,
Yeah.
She might even have it done.
And the other thing is, has anybody reached out to Lions Club to see if they're willing to participate again this year?
No,
You were the
you-
contact to the Lions.
Yeah.
Okay, take on the mission.
I thought- All right, anything else for cleanup day for right now? We can talk more in February with some more details as we're getting closer.
Garrett, were you gonna order the stickers for the signs?
Yeah, I need to do that. I just gotta open up the account and just make sure it's the same. I think last year I ordered both numbers and it was like $50 or something. It wasn't anything expensive.
Do we have to approve that or no? That,
You can do it after the fact. It's not
okay.
like it's a major expense.
And if you want help sticking them on, just I can come in the evening.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing, and then there's always people in the office that
Cool. Would love to get outside and cool.
I can drop the signs off again this year if you want.
Okay, great.
All right. And then, so, for the sites, we're gonna do the same sites of, Texas Mead, Farmington Fire, IAR, and Texas Hose.
I think people are used to it.
Yep, that's fine. I just wanna check so I can get started on the event permit and the building use form for the school.
Thank you.
That way we're all set with that. All right, perfect. All right.
Okay, education goal, moving along.
Yeah, I've got,
What's up there?
Bree gave us 2 articles at the last meeting. One was for dark skies and one was for recycling, I want to say. Is that?
Yep,
Yeah. So, I'll, submit both those. I think we talked about, preference for the dark, if we can only include one, do the dark sky, just because it's time relevant because of, talks about the turning off the lights for bird migration,
Right.
in the spring and fall. So, I'll submit those for the newsletter before the end of the week.
so when would that be running?
I don't know. I just know it's due on one day.
Oh,
I
okay,
get a due date, and then I don't get told when it gets published. I just get, hey, it's published.
right.
I can find, I can ask. I think sometimes it depends on how long it takes to compile and organize everything, and then you get it printed.
Right, but is this, for what newsletter, the spring or the
Winter. So this will be
Winter.
probably early February.
Okay, and when would the next one be?
Deadline is usually in March, and then it's usually around the first week of April or the last week of March. It depends, because most of the spring newsletter is the budget. So once the budget's all set, then it gets published.
Because it might make, well, we'll also have something on the cleanup in that newsletter too, won't we? The April newsletter?
Yeah, so the spring newsletter will be the actual cleanup, sign up, and all the information, prizes, and stuff like that.
Okay. So we won't have room for the dark skies to go in then?
No, because I'd say about 75% of the newsletter is just the budget.
Okay,
They save room for us because of cleanup day, but almost nothing gets in the spring newsletter because of the budget.
okay. I'm still going to encourage you to ask for another page.
I can ask.
Great.
Okay, waste reduction goal,
Westwood.
Westwood?
I don't have
Oh.
any updates from Westwoods. Did we present at the?
Yeah, what you got me last time, yeah.
Yeah. I would assume, at the end of the
The
next
holidays.
quarter or something like that, we'll
Yeah.
get that information again. No issues, no, it's going smoothly.
So
Maybe
for
efficient.
expanding to IAR, should we be making budget proposals for the April budget?
Well, I don't know when Board of Ed does.
Well, we've been in the process already. So as far as the disposal portion of that, there would be enough room in the budget that we could do that. As far as IAR's got a different layout, obviously, with the cafeteria. All the supplemental items that we purchased the last time for, the stations where they do that, I don't think we have that in the budget for this year, but I can
Are
certainly
we
start
allowed
the
to
process.
fundraise or no? Because like as a public partnership, public-private partnership, sorry. For that?
It's a good question, and I could find out. I know there's been green committees within the buildings that have probably done that before. Let me find that out as well.
Okay.
I would love to work on that, just FYI, so.
Me too. I love compost.
I know, me too. It's great for your garden.
Yeah, it would be a shame to not get it in the budget and then have to wait another whole year.
Yeah, well, I would like to push that go in sooner rather than later, just because time is a wasting.
Funny. No.
So while we're thinking about that, one of the advantages of expanding to Irving Robbins is the fact that there are students coming out of Westwoods who will be familiar with the program, and they can begin the process in Irving Robbins. So in 2 years, that group of people gonna go from Irving Robbins to the high school. So maybe we should start thinking about putting things into the budget now and ahead of time, so the high school has the equipment necessary so we can expand to the high school in 2 years.
Great idea.
Is the biggest cost the sorting bins?
The setup cost, yeah, for all the bins and everything that we had in there was the biggest cost that we had. So I'll bring this to people at the Board of Ed and see if we can get a revision to what's already put in there. I know there's gonna be some hesitancy to have that number go in that direction, but I will certainly bring it up tomorrow, and see if there's a chance to revise and include.
And even if like this is the first year and then you send it to town council and they say no, then it's on record for town council saying no to composting, and then we work on them. And then we get someone to run who wants to. No, I mean, it's just good. I'd rather have it in
I just
there.
want to make sure everybody's aware.
What's that?
We talk composting all the time. We love it.
Good, yay. Yeah, so make town council say no if they're gonna say no, but let's put it in there.
Anyway, did you finish it, please?
It-
Talk about building?
Matt at all, or?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've talked to Matt a couple times about it. He's a little confused about, how that could be happening if the building is empty. Those boards are set at this time to be, on motion sensor until 9 p.m. because we have, I think 4 parent-teacher conferences, they set them that way, but they're supposed to sleep after that point. So I'm sure he can look into it, but we did say in an unoccupied building that we saw the boards on.
Yeah, even over Christmas break, they were on too, at Noah Wallace.
Yeah,
We have-
I've walked
we-
by.
After 9 p.m. is what I'm asking?
I would need.
I'd have to check.
Because if we have people working over Christmas break, if somebody's in a classroom working, then the motion would cause the board, not the board to completely come on, but it would kind of wake up if it was on those hours. Like, I don't think he has the ability to program in holidays, and that kind of thing. It's just it's a setting for the hours of 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. or whatever it is that he has.
But is he willing to go like earlier to 7 or 6 and then override it for the conferences?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the teachers could manually override it. I can
really hope
see
they
if we
can.
can change that setting to 7.
That'd be redundant. Did anybody ever message you about lights in the cafeteria at IAR overnight?
No.
We'd heard from people, actually, another town council person who lives in the neighborhood behind there. There's like a colored light that comes on from the cafeteria that's on all night, they said.
Red?
I don't think it was an emergency light. I think it was green.
Okay.
But I'll ask Brian to double check. But they said they were going to email you.
Okay.
Apparently no.
I'll wait for the email with the details.
Effort.
We do have, in the new portion of there's a light that can be green, purple, red, like,
Does it change colors?
it changes colors, yeah.
It's on all night.
It stays on all night?
It stays on all night. It's like visible from the neighborhood, and they were wondering if they could get that turned off because they said it's distracting.
Yeah.
That's not the drones.
It could be the drones, yes. But we don't control the drones, right, Marty? I don't know.
No.
What are you, Board of Ed, you guys don't do that?
All right.
I'll take the 10.
I can't talk about that right now. It's budget season.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah, Bree, we'll just have to like go on some late night walks,
Yeah,
go
sure.
around the neighborhood.
Yeah, I can think of one particular building that really needs to tone down its lighting. So,
Was that Noah? What we were
pardon?
talking about?
You talking about Noah Wallace?
Well, no, I mean, just buildings around town. Some of them leave their
Oh.
lights on.
I figured you were talking about the Mormon temple, not that I'm trying to.
I didn't say a word.
You don't pay taxes on the lights, it's okay.
Right, no taxes
Doesn't
there.
blow. That's the part. You look across the field, there's no light shining over there.
I should have said that, I was like, I'm smart.
Well, that was an issue brought up in the zoning when they were applying for their, to build the temple, and, it somehow slipped through the cracks, so.
Yeah, I mean, granite's low luster, so it doesn't shine really. So if you're looking at the field across the street, there's no light on the field. It's only your headlight. Like, if you got to drive by at night, it's only your headlights lighting up the field. There's no glow from the building. So I think they did a good job of pitching the lights. And again, it's granite. It's not very shiny, so it's not radiating the light out.
No, it's radiating it up, and in terms of dark skies, that's an issue.
Right.
So, but that said, I walked by the Congo Church the other day and I thought, I wonder if they ever turn those lights down either. So,
All right.
Any other business? Adjourn?
So moved?
Second?
Second, third, second, whatever.
All right. See you on February
All right,
4th.
thank you, everyone.